Prices of cooking oils are on a tear, Bloomberg reports, and that means shoppers need to brace for more expensive groceries. From crude oil to grains and edible oils, commodities have been rocked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the sweeping US and European sanctions that ensued. Ukraine and Russia are not only major suppliers of wheat, corn and barley, they also ship over 75% of global sunflower oil exports. Meanwhile, other oilseed and edible oil suppliers are grappling with problems of their own. Drought slashed the canola crop in Canada last year and cut the soybean harvests in Brazil and Argentina. As for palm oil, Malaysia is suffering from a chronic shortage of plantation workers, and Indonesia has restricted exports in order to secure its own domestic supplies. As a result, prices of the four major oils, namely palm, soybean, rapeseed and sunflower, have soared, the report noted, and the rally is set to cascade down to shoppers in the form of higher costs for everything, from candy to shampoo at local stores. This comes ahead of Ramadan and Hari Raya Aidilfitri, which typically drive up demand for palm oil and other vegetable oils that are used to make treats like biryani and sweets. In a previous Bloomberg report, Plantation Industries and Commodities Minister Datuk Zuraida Kamarudin was said to have acknowledged the concern about food inflation and its impact on consumers, especially for the B40. Still, she reportedly gave her assurance that there are adequate supplies of government-subsidised cooking oil to meet the needs of the lower income groups. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob says the Cabinet has agreed to improve the execution of the Sabah and Sarawak Pan-Borneo Highway and to go ahead with the MRT3 Circle Line. According to Bernama, Ismail Sabri said this in a statement issued after the Cabinet meeting today. For Pan-Borneo Sabah, the Cabinet agreed to continue the implementation of 19 additional work packages involving 367 kilometres over 5 years. It also gave the nod for the Sarawak-Sabah Link Road and the Trans-Borneo Highway project. Priority will be given to local contractors, particularly Bumiputra. The Cabinet also decided during today's meeting to increase the allocation for flood mitigation projects to 15 billion ringgit for 2023 to 2030 from 1 billion ringgit per year initially planned under the 12th Malaysia Plan. Updates on the Pan-Borneo projects and MRT3 have been much awaited by the local construction industry, following an absence of newly sanctioned large-scale projects in recent years. The Newswire noted in its report, however, that the Prime Minister's statement lacked details of the MRT3 project. Government-owned PRASARANA Malaysia has issued a combined 1.45 billion ringgit worth of sukuk across 5 tranches, offering annual profit rates of between 3.93% and 4.65%. According to updates on the Bond and Sukuk Information Exchange's website, the government-guaranteed Islamic Medium-Term Notes or IMTNs have tenures between 9 and 25 years. The 5 tranches comprise portions of 450 million ringgit, 150 million ringgit, 200 million ringgit, 500 million ringgit and 150 million ringgit respectively. The purpose of the bond issuance was, however, not specified. CIMB Investment Bank is the lead arranger for the 450 million ringgit tranche, while RHB Investment Bank is the lead arranger for the other 4 portions. PRASARANA is the owner-operator of rail services in Malaysia, including LRT networks, the KL monorail and MRT lines. It is also the owner-operator of stage bus services in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Penang and Pahang. Property developer Paramount Corp has finally revealed its digital banking plans, which include same-day loan disbursement and banking product embedment with property transactions. This as applications for Bank Negara Malaysia's 5 digital banking licenses enter their final stage of approval. Speaking at a press conference today, Group CEO Jeffrey Chew Santiong said the group, in collaboration with consortium partners, like to imagine banking of the future as a fully digital bank. He said the processes are designed upfront, so the costs of running the business without branches, offices and manpower would be reduced significantly. Due to the lower cost base, he sees digital banks operating with a lower cost-to-income ratio of 20% compared with the banking industry's average of 50%. Looking ahead, Chew said Paramount is ready to set aside more than 100 million ringgit over the next 3 to 5 years to finance its digital banking venture. The company is planning asset divestments in the coming years to raise money, which can be used to fund the undertaking. Former Goldman Sachs banker Tim Leisnner clarified in his testimony today that he did not personally buy a house for former Astro Malaysia Holdings Group CEO Datuk Rohana Rozhan as previously reported. Rather, he said he gave her the money to purchase the house. According to the court transcripts obtained by The Edge, Leisner said he gave her $10 million or about 41.78 million ringgit to buy the house in London. That aside, Leisner testified that he also previously bought Rohana a house in Australia and another one in London, though it is unclear if these were bought with money linked to 1MDB. When asked by defence attorney Mark Agnifilo if the home in Australia was purchased in 2006, Leisner said he could not remember, nor could he recall when the previous London home was purchased. Leisner is testifying as the US government's star witness in the bribery case against his former subordinate Roger Ng. Ng is the only Goldman Sachs banker to go on trial in the multi-billion-dollar 1MDB scandal.